This is Lloyd Tran. Thanks for coming back for part 2. And if any of you didn't watch part 1 yet, I suggest you watch part 1 on based on how to build a strong heavy duty bench work. Okay, it involves the miter saw and the table saw, which I have already lined up here. So basically part 2 is about putting the full sheet of 4x8. Okay, first of all, you would be putting it on the table first, because in my garage, like I said, it's only a single garage, so I don't have room here. So what I did was, your first step should always put the full sheet on, okay? And I actually didn't line up with this. I lined up with this instead, okay? Because I didn't want something in between here. And at the same time, I'm saving a few, actually 7 inches on each side if I just go in. And I want it to go in anyway to stay on this so I can do the screwing. Okay, so first of all, put the full sheet on. Okay, what you want to do once you put the full sheet on, just line up on one of the side. Okay, line up on the side, push this all the way across, line up at the end, put two clamps, or one clamp on that side and one clamp on that side if you have clamp. Otherwise you're gonna have to screw a couple screws down. Okay, on a plywood, a big plywood pieces, the one that I mentioned that it's expensive, mine's a cheap one, right? Okay, but it's very hard and solid. It's just a chip type. Okay, you would want to pre-drill it. This one you have to pre-drill, and when I mean pre-drill, I don't mean to use a small bit and drill all the way down. You don't need that. You need a bigger bit just to make, because I'm using the drywall screws. Okay, so basically you just use one of the drillers and just drill a little bit. Don't go all the way down. You just want a little touch so the screw head up here lays flat down. Okay, and I'm using this with the star bit. Okay, so just drill a little bit. Once you drill that little bit, you can use your impact gun just to drill it down. It'll come flush. Okay, another thing is, once you just drill a couple screws in, okay, take your rulers and line it up. Depending, I actually cut this side first. Okay, basically, because if I cut this side first, I'm left over with the remaining one. Once I put the long piece on, the remains on this side. I don't cut the long way. I actually cut this way first, so then I can have some more spaces here of the leftover, and it goes all the way across, which is right here. Okay, then I start with the long one. Basically, you just get a ruler and line it up. Okay, and from here, if you have a lot of room, okay, in your garage or wherever you do it, you might as well just do it right on here. Just cut it right on. Okay, and I didn't have much room, and so what I did is, okay, I draw it out already. Okay, my line's right here and on along here. I didn't screw it down yet. Then I would lift this up and put a 2x4 running across, 2 of them. And with my skill saw, I set it to just past 3/4. So that way when I cut it, it only shaves a little bit off the bottom here. It wouldn't ruin the wood. Okay, so I did it right on my table. I adjusted the skill saw to about 7/8 or so, instead of a 3/4. 3/4 will leave you a little bit, so 7/8. Shave it one side on this side first. Okay, that way you can save a bigger piece. Then you have this side, okay, that's left over, which is right here. Okay, these will be down in the bottom. Okay, all these will be down in the bottom to shave it in, just to make it fit. At the same time, when you're cutting these, so once you have that cut, put this back on. Okay, line it back up again. Once you line it back up, put the clamps back. Then you start to pre-drill. Okay, pre-drill just a bit. Don't drill all the way down like I mentioned. Just drill, make it a little hole. That way you can use your screws and shoot it in. Shoot all your screws in. As you can see, you see this? I even shoot on this side everywhere around it, because underneath here I have a 2x4. And once I start to, once you screw everything down, now you start to do your layout jaw, which is already done, because remember you had the frame already cut already. You just mark along the frame underneath, go across, you cut this out, save it, okay? And the way you're gonna cut it out here, there's a couple ways you can cut using this. For me, I'm using a skill saw. You could use a jigsaw too if you want, okay? The skill saw, I'll be cutting straight across down to here, and I'll make a stop. Another one from here all the way here, okay? Now, with this being said, you can either use a skill saw from here too, but what I'm gonna do is, you're gonna drill a hole big enough for the screws, I mean for the jigsaw to go in, okay? Drill one hole here with the jigsaw. Then once you put the jigsaw, I mean with the drill, okay? Sorry. With the drill. Then after that you put your jigsaw in here and run it straight across. Now you got this piece. Save this piece. Because you're going to want to put this piece back later if you want to use the covering for it, okay? If you wanted to, okay? But I suggest you use this piece back, or you make another piece. Like I said, you have the piece right there. You can make it for this piece, and you can use this for down there, okay? Same as this one, okay? Because this will use for your later when you make the stand going across, which is my next video, okay? This is just the second step of putting the plywood on, drawing it out. That way, once you have all that cut out, your next step is going to be building that box, the length and the height, basically actually the height, and try to level it with your table saw and your skill saw. Alright, and if you have any question with this, just let me know. And but it's very straightforward, okay? Just go a step at a time. But like I said, if you're going to use this board, you do need a pre-drill, okay? Just a little bit. So from here, once you have this out, okay, cut this out, then you will build your little frame. Remember I told you about the 3 inches minus, and then plus the height of the skill saw. I mean the miter saw, sorry. Do one at a time, okay? Build one at a time. Let's say if you're going to start with this, then you get the height out from your piece. Build one at a time. That way, you finish one, you test one, it's perfect. Then you move on to the next one. Once you're done this stage, okay, then you would start to do the bottom to fill in the, you know, the rest of the holes are here. And then you can start to, like part 3, I'll be doing my shelves and all that, the finished touch of the work that I need to put in here. My toolbox or whatever it is, okay? So, I hope this video helps you. Please give it a thumb up. Thank you. Have a good one.